Hello all, and by the time you see this, this video will be kind of pointless. Well, not really pointless, but it will be kind of, I guess, old, or older than it should be, as this video is about the New Japan G1 and the way they've decided to pretty much do an epic fail so far on how they are getting people to buy the shows, which means you have to buy all of the shows. And a lot of people missed what I was talking about in the last video, where at the end I said, I need 150 bucks to buy. Someone loan me $150 so I can see G1. And the reason is because if you want to see the G1, any show of the G1, including the last show of the G1 as it stands presently, it's $150. Now, that's for 9 shows. That comes out roughly, what, just a little bit over 15, 17 bucks a show, I guess. And which isn't bad, but it's for 9 shows. And who's going to watch 9 shows, and who has $150 just to go, ooh, I'm going to spend $150 on iPay-per-view? That to me is not the best thing in the world, because it's very evident they did the iPay-per-views not for the people in Japan. They're doing it for the people in the United States who begged and begged and begged and begged to be able to watch these shows. Well, not just in the United States, but also in, I guess, in Europe as well, who begged and begged to watch these shows, and then all of a sudden we're told, well, you can watch them, but we're going to make you pay throughout the nose. Now, why are they doing this? I don't know. I don't know if it's just a mistake on their part. Could be. Even when the best promotions are running hot, they make mistakes. If it's just, there's some other reason that we don't know about, if they're doing it just to gouge the pirates who are going to buy this so that they can pirate it later, I don't know. I don't know what the idea is behind this, but it's not a very smart idea in my opinion. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it should be like, ooh, $25 for all 9 shows. I'm not saying that. In fact, if you asked me, I would have said, all 9 shows, if that's the way you wanted to do it, and charge them the same price as WrestleMania was, which, what was 75 with tax? It'd be like 84. What was it? Wound up being about $70, $75, I guess, depending on where you're at and taxes and all that. No problem doing that. I would have said, that's a hell of a deal, and you get to watch all these shows, you get to watch all this stuff, particularly since so many people got on, places like this, got on all these websites, talked about the G1, talked about how excited they were about the G1. It's evident, it seems like it's evident, that New Japan's trying to make some sort of inroad in the United States. And if they're serious about it, this would have been a good way of saying, hey, look, they're giving us a hell of a deal for something we don't normally get to see. And that's not what they did. And it's very, very, very unfortunate. And it's going to cause a lot of people who I think would love to say, hey, here is my money. Here is my money, New Japan, to say, well, you're not getting my money. We are all going to become the trademark. We're all going to become trademark-like, and we're just going to pirate the crap out of it. And it sucks, like I said, because I think a lot of people who are interested in this show would gladly give New Japan the money if they felt like it was a fair price. And $150, that might be a fair price, but it's definitely too steep of a price for most people to pay, and that kind of sucks. And I wish they had either thought this out or they had released, some sort of thing. Not a lot of people got upset about it because it was like, well, as we get closer to the show, to the first show, we'll find out. We'll be able to, it's either, we buy all of the iPay-per-views at 150 and be able to watch them all, or we're only going to be able to see the last night, and that kind of sucks. I personally would have liked to have seen this show and the last 2 shows, but that's not what we're going to get, and it's very unfortunate. It does suck, and I wish they had done something very different, but it's not. That's not what we got, and instead we're probably going to see, pirating galore, and it's unfortunate because I do feel that people, who are interested in this stuff are willing to pay for it. And if they're willing to pay for it, which to me was the whole, you would think would be the whole idea for New Japan to do these iPay-per-views, because they felt like, what, we can make money selling this to people outside Japan, and this is how we'll do it. And, a lot of these shows are going to be shown on Japanese TV, so it's not like these are pay-per-views necessarily in Japan. They're going to be shown, on Japanese TV, and then they're going to charge us iPay-per-views. I have no problem with that if it would have, like I said, would have been relatively cheap and it would have been affordable. That's the thing. I mean, $150 just I don't think is affordable for 90% of wrestling fans, let alone now you're talking about the tiny percentage of wrestling fans that are actually going to want to buy a New Japan pay-per-view, let alone 9 of them. And, you know, you've brought that percentage down a whole lot less, and it really is very, very, very disappointing. And what's even more disappointing is, you know, I subscribe on Twitter to New Japan's Twitter account, and you see all of this New Japan stuff, and it's like, oh, and then they gave the freaking card for today, and the card for today is actually really good. You're gonna get Nagata and Shizuki, and you're gonna get freaking David Boy Smith and Junior and Shibata, which could either be kind of just there or could actually be a really good kind of fake MMA fight type of thing. There's just interesting stuff I'd like to see on the show, and it's not what we're going to get. And it's very, very disappointing in my opinion. And I think New Japan really missed out on something where, you know, there was enough buzz about this tournament that this could have been something really cool. Could have been something kind of special, I think, if they would have priced it better. But, you know, what do I know? Like I said, even the best companies, when they're doing things the best, they make mistakes. I definitely feel like this is a mistake. I know Next Big Thing, my friend Brian, he is way upset about this because he definitely was into watching the shows, and probably all of the shows. And it's just kind of sad. I haven't seen, you know, I don't follow a lot of people on Twitter, so I haven't seen a lot of people being outraged about this. I know I listened to Dave Meltzer go on a little rant about it, that he was really kind of pissed off because he wanted to see this too, and I think a lot of other people did too. And it kind of just it's kind of upsetting that, yay, they listened to us, but then they turned around and were like, oh, we'll listen to you, but we're going to charge you through the nose, and actually charge us way, way, way too much out of us. Like I said, they would have given it, you know, a WrestleMania type, or even, you know, probably a high boxing number, you know, price tag. You know, even I would say top should have been $80. And I think you could have said, oh wow, $80 for 9 shows. That's a hell of a deal. But that's not what we got. So, anyways, or individually pricing the shows. There may have been a reason we didn't get that. Maybe New Japan will let us know. Maybe they won't. Maybe we'll find out at some point. I do hope that as we get closer to the end of the tournament, that they make the decision that to at least air the finals. I think that would be, you know, a nice thing, or not air, but allow people to at least order the finals, or at least the final 2 shows, because those final 2 shows are pretty crazy looking. But anyways, that's all I wanted to come on here and talk about. Like I said, by the time most of you see this, the first night of the tournament will be over. So this seems like kind of a moot point, but I'd been thinking and thinking and thinking about this, and then it was evident that they weren't going to do. You're not going to allow people to really order anything except for the whole block, and it kind of sucks. And I just hadn't had time to come up on here and just kind of do that. And yeah, it sucks. And like I said, it especially sucks for us that would have given New Japan money, and they pretty much priced us out of even attempting to give them money. So there you go. But anyways, with that, I'm out. This is my little rant, and I am over.